Today's how to build is on Lego fidget spinners. So most of you probably already know what a fidget spinner is, but just in case you don't, it's this new toy craze. They kind of look like this. You can spin them, they spin really fast. You can spin them in your hand. Everybody loves them. I've gotten several comments requesting to build fidget spinners or another kind of fidget toy. So I picked up one of these fidget spinners at my local Walgreens because they had them right at the checkout because they're so incredibly popular. It's about $7. This is kind of the basic try design. So I wanted to recreate that in Lego. So this one I made to kind of mimic the exact shape and the fun colors of a fidget spinner. It spins okay. This is not my best spinner in terms of spinning, but I like the look of this one the best just because it mimics that shape of a fidget spinner. But I did a couple other basic designs, some of which spin a lot better than that one. That's one. This is a really basic one, but they've all got spinniness to them. And this one's pretty cool actually. So I'm going to show you how I built each of these 4 different fidget spinner designs, and yeah, so you can build your own fidget spinner out of Lego. So this first design I'm going to show you is pretty simple. It's only 7 pieces, really straightforward. Took some Technic beams. Each of these is 9 studs long. The color doesn't matter, it's just kind of whatever color you want your spinner to be. Then took 2 Technic pins. The friction of these doesn't matter, you could use the gray ones instead of the black ones. Put those together just to give it a nice big area that's nice to hit for the spinner. And then this is a, what is that, 4 long Technic axle. Grabbed some of these half dome pieces, but really anything that could grab an axle could be used here. You could use like a gear like this, or something weird like that. I just use these half domes because I like the contrast of orange and blue. Put those on. You don't want to push them on super tightly or you won't be able to spin it. So a little looser, and then it spins pretty nicely, but we can go a little tighter than that. So the basic concept of a spinner is you want a part that spins, aka that's the 2 blue pieces, and a part that doesn't spin, the center. So this one's pretty straightforward in just having this, and you could take this basic design here of just having some kind of bar with a end cap to hold, and then some kind of spinny thing that's symmetrical in some way to spin. And that's basically what all the designs are, but I just wanted to point that out, that whatever you want to do, you can probably build a fidget spinner using something you have in Lego right now. It doesn't have to be exact pieces I show in this video, just get something that spins and something that doesn't spin. So putting an axle through a pinhole is good because the axle doesn't really connect to anything, but it fills it up pretty well, so the spinning is a nice connection. So I use that for a couple of these, but I'll also show you some other options in the other builds. Alright, so that's fidget spinner 1. Let me know in the comments which of these 4 fidget spinners you like the most. You can call this one spinner 1 or orange-blue spinner. Moving on. Moving on to fidget spinner number 2. The key piece that you need for this design is this Technic piece, which has 3 axles going off at 120 degrees from one another around a central axle hole. I'll look up that piece and put a link in the description since it's such an important piece for this design. I don't really know any other Lego piece that really works at 120 degrees like that. So when I saw the fidget spinner, I immediately thought of this piece. The fact that it's an axle in the center rather than a pinhole is gonna make this a little more problematic, but we'll work with that. So start with that piece, then you will want to get 3 of this piece. This is like an axle extender. The colors don't matter here, just kind of whatever colors you're feeling. I decided to make 3 different color spokes for this, so I got gray, white, and blue. Okay, next up you're gonna take some 2 long axles. They can be black or red. I've got a mishmash here with 1 random red one. So one of those goes in each of the axle extenders. And then for the end of each one, you're going to want one of these axle to pin connectors. I just matched them to the color of the axle extender, but the colors are up to you. So 3 of those. Then what you want is some of these 4x4 radar dishes. I found the most exciting, spinny looking ones I could. So this one, which I think was from the Cloud Cuckoo Land set, maybe. This one, which is from the Old Time Cruiser sets. And this one, which is from some other set, I don't know. But you could also do like crazy things like this Batman one, or this old Viking one that I have, or this Star Wars one. Any 4x4 radar dish you think looks cool. Each of those is going to get a 2x2, not 2x2. Each of those is going to get a 2 long axle pushed inside, and then drop it through there and put a brush or one of these little things, I don't know, axle stopper. I'll call it an axle stopper. If you hadn't noticed, I don't really know the names for Technic pieces super well. Technic is not something I build in a lot. So put that one and that one. So I did this because one of the cool things about spinners is that the 3 different circle parts also have like spinny parts in addition to the whole thing spinning. So those get a little bit of spinny momentum when you spin the big thing, and it's fun to just spin them on their own too. So you can just stop here and just have this be a spin these things thing. Mesmerizing. Alright, moving on. So this is, what is this? 4 long? 5 long? The length of axles. So this is a 5 long Technic axle. So as I mentioned before, one of the hard things about this is that this has an axle hole in the center. So unlike the previous spinner and other spinners, we can't just put a axle through this and then spin around because that will be connected. So we need to actually make something for this to spin around. So I made this weird contraption here where I have a barrel and a 2x2 round tile with a hole through it. I'm going to put that round tile on. Then I'm going to put one of these axle cappers, as I'm calling them, down there and put the barrel around that. So now it can spin because it's actually spinning in this Technic hole. Unfortunately, this makes it a pretty big thing because of that. And while you can do another one of these on the other side, inevitably you will probably hold it too tightly and friction will stop it from spinning. So I kind of designed the spinner to be a little bit different than normal spinners, and that you kind of hold it in your hand and spin it. You hold the barrel in your fingers and then spin like that. So you can't spin it between your fingers, kind of like a normal spinner, but it still, I think, looks pretty cool. And then I just made it look a little bit cooler by putting some colorful Technic, what are those called? Gears. So I happen to have a blue and purple one from all my Throwbot days. If anyone remembers Throwbots. Throwback to Throwbots. I kind of became a helicopter and flew away. There we go. So yeah, you can, gives a little place to grab on and spin too. Spinny, spin, spin. So if you don't have a barrel and a round tile with a hole on it, here's another kind of base I created. This is much larger. This is really good as like a tabletop base. So it's really just this one Technic piece, brick with a hole in it, that's important here. And then I just built up a couple layers of brick around that. And you can do something like that, and then it's important to put something like there to stop it. So that's really good for just like tabletop spinning. You can get it spinning and go. And so you could use this kind of spinner mount for a lot of different spinner varieties, but obviously that's not what fidget spinners are really known for, you know, the tabletop spinning. It's more for the hand spinning. So, but I just wanted to show you another option because this video is really to try and jumpstart your ideas so you can build your own fidget spinner rather than just having you build exactly what I built. But yeah, this is still lets you do a little bit of spinning. So this is spinner number 3. This might be, of everything I've ever made out of Lego, the creation with the smallest number of parts. It only has 4 pieces. I've got 2 Technic gears here. I chose red, again from my Throwbot days of colorful gears. But again, you could use something like these half dome pieces, or actually even these 4x4 radar dishes here. Basically just want something that's holding 2 sides of an axle, and then this gigantic shield, which is from some Bionicle set. Somebody in the comments can tell you what set this was from. I just thought it was cool years back and bought it just because it looked cool. But anyway, I'm gonna use the gears now. This 3 long axle, put it through the shield hole, and I'm sure there were a couple other different shields of this shape. This also looks very similar to just the big gray gear that comes in a lot of just kind of regular Lego sets, or a few at least. The Gear of Doom from that Indiana Jones set where they're cutting through the jungle. But this one has some nice spinning action. Basically anything around that you can find that has a nice hole in the center, you can turn into a spinner part. So, and this one just looks really cool. So, spinner number 3. Okay, on to the last spinner, spinner number 4. The main piece that we're using for this are Technic lift arms. I'm using these that are 6 in one direction and 4 in another direction, kind of bent. I have a few of them from the Cyber Slam days, which was all in this old purple and turquoise color, which are not colors you see in Lego really at all anymore. This purple I think has been discontinued, maybe that turquoise too. But it was a fun time in the 90s when they made a bunch of weird Technic sets in these colors. Anyway, these Technic lift arms also come in like normal colors like black, and you don't even need this shape of lift arm. You just want 4 lift arms that are the same shape. So we're going to arrange those in a nice symmetrical pattern here. Do that and that. Except they won't look exactly like that. So now we're going to take some pin to axles. Going to do one of those there, and then connect that to that. Then another one here. Connect that to that. I'm doing this right at the ends and the joints. But again, depending on what kind of lift arm you're using, you just want to do it so that they all kind of stick out nicely and come together in a nice symmetrical shape. So that's just a pretty fun little whirlwind shape we've built there, but it's got a little bit of wiggle to it, which we don't want. So we want a bunch of these Technic half pins. I've just mixed blue and gray together because the color doesn't matter, and I think we need 8 total. So go for the exposed spots between the connection points and do that on both sides. Blue and gray. Uh-oh, did I lose one? No, I did not lose any. Congratulations, Dave. Then we want some 4x4 round plates. These will now connect on and make everything nice and sturdy. Again, the colors of everything here is just whatever you want yours to be. I just chose some fun color schemes. Now this one, rather than rotating around an axle, you could put an axle through there and have it be that, but I used a lightsaber blade, or as this is also known, just a 4-long bar or 4-long rod. I just chose Luke lightsaber blue because I liked it, but you could use, you know, kind of whatever shade of lightsaber blade, your blade shade. And you can even hold it just on the blade and start spinning this. Works pretty well. But also I found that these 2x2 radar dishes work really nice as a finger-sized hold on it. So if you just put one of those on each side, again, don't make it too tight or you won't be able to really spin it because of friction. But then you can get a nice spin on, and this is a nice one that you can also put on the ground really easily to spin. So some nice spinning there. Spin, spin, spin. Another type of piece I found, this again is from, whatchamacallit, not Throwbots, Cyber Slam. So these were some stickers that they had on this kind of Technic, I don't know, flywheel or wheel piece. So those work pretty much in the same fashion as those 2x2 radar dishes, but make this look even more epic. For, like, look how epic that looks. Well, that one is just super epic. Go crazy. It's actually not supposed to be spinning like that. But it's fun, right? Wobble, 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 wobble. Time for the ultimate spinner showdown. Which spinner spins the longest? Oh, go, 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 go. Well, they all started at different times, so it's not really a fair competition. But I think number 4? I need more hands. Yeah, I think number 4 wins. But let me know in the comments which of these 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, is your favorite spinner. Thanks for watching this video. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to Brick 101, and check out all my other how to build videos.